Ladies and gentlemen, the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, proudly presents to you 50 Minutes of Fandom. That's right. This is the segment where we actually take the spotlight and put it on a fellow wrestling fan that we feel has shown a lot of dedication to the world of professional wrestling. And with that being said, here are the introductions. In the first corner, we have the greatest thing on God's green earth. No, we're not talking about money, Mary Jane, or Popeye spinach. He is a tranquil dart of Ringside Society and Delaware's greatest American hero. It takes two to make a thing go right. He's Rob Bass, and you are not. And the second corner, we have that ocean crossing, straight up bossing, flight catching, shot glass snatching, always positive, life is great, repping 592, living in the 718, no cap, straight facts, the worldwide starboy, Remy Blue. And our special guest tonight is a man who has shown his impressive artwork. And as a matter of fact, if you followed him on Instagram, you would have seen several great pieces of artwork where that were dedicated to the Black content creators in professional wrestling. He has several pieces right now. You could check them out. Heck, maybe you can even buy them, for purchase and whatnot. They may be on sale, but definitely check them out. They're impressive, and he's also an aspiring manager. So hey, you may see him up there with the greats like Paul Heyman, and I'm not just saying this. You may see him up there with greats like Bobby Heenan, Bobby the Brain Heenan, Jimmy Hart, Paul Heyman. Hell, I even throw MVP up in there too because he's had a heck of a year as well. But everybody, welcome to the show, my fellow countryman who's also Guyanese, El Exotico, Brian F. Pro.
Woo!
Thank you for that intro. That was spot on.
No problem, man. No problem. Hey, thank you for doing this. Thank you for agreeing to appear on the show, man. We really and truly appreciate it. When I saw your art piece, I was like, okay, that's very thoughtful. I mean, there are a lot of Black content creators that are doing big things in the world of professional wrestling. Heck, we just had Black Wrestlers Matter a couple of days ago. But then I saw something. I saw a certain flag, and I was like, hold up, is that the Golden Arrowhead? This man is Guyanese. So I'm like, so that my inner Guyanese voice come on and say, hey Remy, you gotta forget this man up on the show, banner. Like real talk, banner. You can't up an imitation, banner. Get this man up on Ringside Society and see what's going on with you. So I just had to make that happen, man. And I gotta say, hey, I really appreciate it, man. And by the way, those artworks that you did, very impressive, man. Don't stop what you're doing, man. Keep
Thank
up the
you. Appreciate it.
yeah. So I gotta say, so you're in Queens, New York, right? How's everything going on over there?
Can't complain. Taking one thing every day at a time.
Yeah, sometimes that's how you gotta do it, brother. That's how you gotta do it sometimes. You just gotta, just see where the day goes and just deal with it accordingly. Yeah, so I've never met I hardly meet other Guyanese wrestling fans since I've moved up here to America. I've actually only had one other Guyanese wrestling fan. I think his name Rob. What was his? He went by RKOCJ. You may have seen him on Twitter, but he's Guyanese as well too. We had him on the show, and then there's also Carissa. I think Lopez is her last name. She go her
Yeah.
first, Carissa. You may know her too as well, but she's Guyanese and Dominican. Haven't had her on the show yet. I'm working on that, but I gotta say it's really great to see a fellow countryman here enjoying the same sport that I've enjoyed for the last 30 something years. And yeah, man, it's really cool. So I gotta ask you, man, how did it happen for you? What was the event or the pay-per-view, or who was the relative that you saw watching and you got curious about it, and once you got curious about it, you got hooked? How did it happen for you?
So SmackDown was on TV one day. So my brothers were watching. They were very big fans back in the day. So there were like a few notable people that got me into wrestling, but One notably is Ezekiel Jackson, a fellow Guyanese himself, which not a lot of people know about that. Another is Bryan Danielson, formerly known as Daniel Bryan, and also John Cena. Those three stood out to me with their passion, the way they carried themselves. That's along those lines.
Yeah, I was like when I so Ezekiel Jackson is funny because I started watching wrestling way before he got in. He got in. He became a wrestler. And I started watching wrestling in 1990, and I found out about him in 2008. I'd never forget. I was on my computer and I was looking up the FCW roster to see who they have there. Saw some names I recognized, saw some I didn't, but I saw this big black guy with a bald head and beard. And I don't know how far back your wrestling fandom goes, but or if you were one of those people that whatever you missed, you watched whatever you missed in the past, you watched on YouTube or read through magazines. But he reminded me of this guy called Bad News Brown, one of the meanest looking guys you could ever see in professional wrestling. Rob, I know you know who that is. Um, and I was like, this man looks like Bad News Brown. I want to know. I want to know more about this guy. He looks like he would like put a hurting on somebody. So I ended up looking on MySpace, and then I saw his MySpace said a Guyana Barn. For those of you wondering, it says a Guyana Barn means I was born in Guyana. And so I was like, wow. In all my 18 years at the time of watching wrestling, I have never known of a Guyanese wrestler. So I was like, I messaged him. I was like, "You're from Guyana? Wow, cool. What part?" He's like, "Linden." I'm like, "Well, I'm from Georgetown." And I actually got to meet him. That was 2008. I got to meet him 4 years later when WrestleMania was in Miami. And um, a fellow wrestling fan, Salvador, shout out to Salvador, he was like, "Yo, Remy, Ezekiel Jackson's outside." And I got to take a picture with him and everything. I was like, "Ezekiel, you from Guyana? Me too, man." And we took a picture together and all that. And to this day, like I could probably message him right now, and I'm not trying to clout chase or anything, but he's down to earth pretty much. Like I could message him and say, "Hey Ezekiel, what's going on? Or, how's everything?" And he'd probably message back, and he's commented on a few pictures that I posted before. Really cool guy, man. I'm very glad that he actually got the opportunity, the exposure in in WWE. Fun fact, I don't know if you noticed, he's the only South American to hold the ECW championship and the Intercontinental championship, and may
Um,
even be the first South American to ever hold WWE gold.
yeah, it's true. It's
Yeah.
probably the only one.
Yeah. Did you ever get to meet him before?
Not as yet, actually. So
Wow.
probably, hopefully, at like another convention or whatever they have, if he's there, I'll definitely meet him.
Yeah, man. That's cool. So you mentioned Brian Dynaston. Have you ever gotten to meet him as well, or John
Not as
C?
yet. None of those three yet.
Okay. So I got a question. Have you gone to the Wrestling Universe store?
Yes, several times.
Oh man. Yeah, I wanna go there one day, man. Y'all, that place looks like so much fun, man. But every time like I see somebody there, it's like I don't know, something always happens that I don't end up going. I don't know why, but I gotta make a trip there one day.
Definitely.
So in terms of professional wrestling, have you ever gotten to go to any like live shows like WWE, Impact, AEW, any independent shows?
So I've been to a few over the last 3 years. So I've been to two Raws, two SmackDowns. Last year was a pretty eventful one for me. I had the two AEW shows in New York, and then GCW, House of Glory, and then GCW this year at Hammerstein, to name a few.
Okay. How are the GCW shows?
They're really good, actually. What you see on pay per view, Fight TV, that crowd, that energy, it doesn't do it justice there. You have to be there live to just experience that. It's like a whole nother level.
Yeah, I gotta. there are certain shows I want to see. Hopefully, before I leave New York because I may move out of here in the next couple of months to a year. It's my intention, but I definitely want to check out House of Glory. I think that's probably gonna happen first before I go to GCW show. But I don't. I also want to check out a GCW show, and hopefully when AEW comes back, check out their shows as well. So I haven't seen an AEW show live yet. Hopefully I could do that. But it's crazy. I've seen three WWE events: WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. But I've never seen like any AEW shows, and they've been here twice. Yeah. So you've been to WWE show, you've been to AEW show.
Yeah.
Is there any difference between the two, like the atmosphere or anything?
Well, it depends. I mean, New York crowds are always like they're probably one of the best crowds in terms of cities. So the one at Grand Slam last year in September, that was probably the loudest show I've ever been to. Just the entire arena was just on their feet for so much stuff that happened. And it was just filled. I never seen such a place so filled like that before.
Wow. Yeah. Hopefully I get to go to AEW one of these days. I'm gonna make it happen. Like the last two times they were here, let's see. The first time I was interviewing a tag team, TSF, one of the best tag teams in the on the independent scene. They're up and coming, and if they keep going the way they're going, you're gonna hear a lot about them.
Absolutely.
Interviewed them, and then I think the next time they were in Long Island, I was like, I looked at the card and I was like, that sounds nice, but I gotta work the next day. And I know that if I go there at 8, it's not gonna end till 12. And I'm like, I really like to get home by a certain time to get some sleep.
Yeah.
So I mean I could call out, but I don't like calling out. I like to just do my thing. But I was like, I'll wait next time when they come to Queens and I'll check that out. Yeah. So, you're and you also want to get into the business as a manager,
Yes.
which I always say managers, I think there's like eight in my book, there's 8 or 7 aspects of professional wrestling. And one of them is manager, because the manager, they help those wrestlers that aren't good on the mic, like Brock Lesnar, like Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin. They Shelton Benjamin and the whole Hurt business has MVP. Andre the Giant had Bobby the Brain Heenan. Brock Lesnar had Paul Heyman, etc., etc. You know, um, and you're actually trying to go that you're gonna. I know you're gonna make it. You're gonna go that route. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make it, and I'll be cheering for you all the way because I'll be like, yeah, that's my guy and his brother right there. The man doing his thing and whatnot. Represent one time 592. But I gotta ask, if you could manage 5 wrestlers, top 5. They could be from anywhere. AEW, WWE, Impact, the Indies, doesn't matter. What are your 5 wrestlers, male or female too? It could be, doesn't matter. Who would you want to manage?
Hmm, that's a tough one. um, Definitely George Ole, who's now paired with Matt Hardy, the only Indian to ever appear on AEW. So I kind of want to, form some sort of like alliance with him if I ever get signed one day. Um, Trying to think of people that could use a little bit. Um, hmm, Maybe TSF. I feel like, you know, their upcoming tag team. You want to get someone in their corner, just like manager, mouthpiece, doesn't really like a cheerleader. I'll definitely do that. Uh, Gonna make it a little random, so I'll throw in Sky Blue, another upstart in AEW. She can definitely get some sort of push with a coach or a manager in her corner. So that's and lastly, probably, gonna have to think about this one for a bit. I'd say maybe Kid Bandit.
Ooh, man, you are just calling people that we. So you're probably not gonna believe it. So we've had. I mentioned TSF, but we had Kid Bandit on our show as well too. One third of the highlight. Shout out to him and Ishmael Vaughn and Lola Electra. But man, hey Rob, we sure know how to pick him, do we? Like the guy, he's just blowing up, and I'm like,
Oh, I know, man. You see Kid Bandit everywhere, man. Everywhere I look, I'm like, man, he's doing it big. I'm like, that's right. Good job, man. Good job. I'm all for it.
and you
He's
want
only
to,
1 year in.
Uh-huh.
yeah, probably gonna, he might. I think he's gonna be in a video game too. And you want to know the funny thing about it is that I'm the kind of person like I'm a weirdo like this. Like when I see an outlandish person, like somebody that's dressing like that's standing out from the crowd, I'm like, okay, I want to know what that person's story is. Who are they? Like, for example, you with your artwork, I was like, oh, snap, this is neat. Brian F. Pro is his name. Okay, let's get him on the show. When I saw, because we've interviewed a lot of people from the Nightmare Factory where Kid Bandit has trained as well. And when I saw the Class 3 photo of all the students with Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall and the rest of the coaches, he was one of the people that stood out. And people were making fun of his hairs and they're saying, oh, he looks like Yu-Gi-Oh! An anime character and whatnot. And I was like, I want to know what that guy's story is. And then I looked him up on Instagram and I'm like, oh, this guy has some moves too. I got to get him on the show. And definitely told a great story. Definitely came a long way. And I'm really glad for him. And I think it's only a matter of time until somebody snatches him up. But I think this year we're going to be seeing more and more of Kid Bandit. And I'm glad we got the opportunity to talk to him. Not like I said, not the clout chase because we don't do that here, but just to get his story as to who is this guy with the cool, colorful hair, with the ninja-like moves that's making waves. So yeah, that would be. I think y'all would make a good pairing to El Exotico. Is El Exotico is what you call it? What you is the
Yes.
El Exotico and Kid Band. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Rob. 'Cause I know Rob has some questions for you. So Rob, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
All right, sweet. Thanks, Remy. So what's going on, man? How's everything going today?
Pretty good.
Yeah, how was your day today, man? Anything exciting happen, man? Anything crazy? Just normal day?
Just a normal day. Up until this
That's
interview,
good.
that's pretty much what it's been.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. I guess this is a little excitement. I guess you know what I mean. Coming on your at hanging out. So you're talking about you like your favorites were like Cena and stuff. Have you seen Cena and Peacemaker yet? Have you watched that yet?
I was probably gonna start that tomorrow. I've been like
Mm.
busy with like commissions and stuff. Wrestling's on all every day, so that's pretty much what takes up the time.
Okay, I got you. All right, all right. I won't spoil anything for you or anything, but I will say that yeah, it's pretty good. You know, Cena does a real
Yeah,
good
I've
job in
heard.
that. Yeah, he does a real good job. Now, speaking of your like doing your artwork commissions, man, how long does it usually take for you to do a drawing or do something for somebody? Does it take a while? Are you like a perfectionist? Like, yeah, every line's got to be right. I got to do shading here. Da 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 da.
Well, it depends on what I'm doing. If I'm like doing anything hand drawn, it's gonna take a little longer as opposed to anything graphic. Like if you ask me to do a like a set of match graphics, that could be about it could be a day. I can hand it to you. You can ask me one day, hand it to you the next day. That's pretty much how I roll.
But so if I was like, man, do you have a can you do a hand drawing? Me, doing whatever, that probably take like a month or two or something.
It varies. It's not really not a month, but like at least 2 to 3
No.
days, depending if I
Oh, okay.
take a break.
Okay. Oh man, that's pretty awesome, man. So you're quick on that, man. I wish I could draw, man. That's one of those talents I wish I could do. I wish I could draw, and I wish I could sing. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh man, I'm jealous of everybody who can draw and sing, man. I'm like, So were you? So you were when you were back in the day in school, you were one of those kids. You were drawing all the Marvel figures and all that, like the
Yeah.
board, doing all that. I used to do that all the time. Like, oh, is that Wolverine, man? Do you mind if I had that? Take that, Oh, you think I had this? Whatever. Now, like, oh, thank you, man. This is awesome, man. I wish I still had those things, man. Now you're also talking about. I also got to read that like you also do. You're an MC for some stuff. Can you
Yes.
tell us about that? How'd you get into that and all?
So throughout my community in here in Queens, I've gotten to host some shows, organize some shows, mostly talent shows. So I'm kind of gotten into that. I'm also I sing on occasion, so not
Man,
English songs by any means. Well, I can, but not. I don't really go that way. And I'm also a dancer. I've been dancing for about 5 years. So I kind of got into the MC stuff through that and through organizing events, community events, and participating.
oh man, that's pretty cool, man. So now you can draw, you sing, and dance, man. So you done got it all, man. Ah, man. I wish I could do all that stuff, man. I got two left feet, you know what I mean? I'm stiff from the waist up. It's like, oh my gosh, man, man. Well, plus, I'm 40 years old, man, so my dancing days are kind of a little behind me. You know, what I mean, I'm the old man in the club, just shaking my one leg, spinning around the circle. All right, so you were talking about your favorites when you were a kid, man. Who are your favorites now? You like to watch. If somebody's on, you're like, yeah, I'm not missing this match. I mean, no matter what I'm doing or whatever, yeah, I'm catching this match right now.
Well, Brian Danielson is still a favorite no matter what. His all-time favorite, so I never miss a match of his. Hangman Page has just been killing it. The storytelling between him and Omega has been one of my favorites in recent memory. And Big E is another favorite of mine. I love his transition into being a main event player, and he's just killed it in any role he's been placed in.
Yeah, I like Big E. I've liked his little push and stuff, getting the title and stuff. I was happy for that too, man. 'Cause Big E, he's so great, man. He's funny, man. That guy, man. Every time I see him, man, I'm just cracking up, man. Like I used to watch that. I don't know if they still do it on with WWE. What was it, Road Trip or whatever? The one where they would like after the show they film like everybody, like it had the
Yeah,
Riot Squad, the New Day a few times, and then like they're going to their motel room after the show, just drive ride along. I think might have been.
yeah, that's what it's
I remember
called.
one time Big E's back there plugging in like something to a cigarette lighter, trying to make pancakes in his lap. I was like, this guy, man, this fool gonna burn himself, burn the car down, man. He's over there doing. I was like, all right, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could hang with that, man. Because I know if you would try to do that next to me, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm gonna get burnt. I'm gonna get burnt, man. Something's catching on fire. Oh man. So now WrestleMania is coming up. Do you have any thoughts about that? I know last night I think Edge he was talking about he needs an opponent. Who else was who else was? I can't remember. I think somebody else was. Damian Priest.
Yeah.
But I think he's fighting Finn Balor next week though. So maybe that might not. That might go. But do you have any WrestleMania thoughts? Like what's going to happen? And maybe some early predictions.
Hmm. Uh, Definitely think it's going to end up being Edge and AJ Styles because AJ Styles just renewed his contract with WWE. So feel that that's the only dream match that hasn't happened for Edge yet in WWE. In terms of the women, I definitely think Bianca and Becky are main eventing over Charlotte and Ronda Rousey. It's definitely the story is there already from SummerSlam, so you might as well build on that. And both women have already main evented the two WrestleManias, so it only makes sense that they do it against each other.
Now, what do you think about Brock and Roman? Do you think they're just going to unite the titles, or are they going to be like, Brock or Roman two belts? Just defend them all until somebody finally beats somebody, or do you think they're going to unite it?
I think they're gonna just remain with the two belts for a while. I don't know if they ever plan on unifying the belts, but if they do, I guess there's a wide main event scene so on both shows, so go anyway.
Yeah, because I was thinking, because I remember I've heard that story. And I'm like, man, I don't know, because if they do, because when they have to do that, like with the tag belts, the mid card belt too, like
Yeah,
I don't know, what I mean, like yeah, kind of man, it's like, whew. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for WrestleMania. I want to see what's going on. There's a couple matches, like Bianca, Becky. I kind of want to see that, but that's been a long time in the making since SummerSlam or whatever. I think, yeah, SummerSlam. So yeah, she finally gets the rematch. She got the belt, taken out, did that climb back up. I mean, bam, she's back at it. So yeah, I'm ready for this one. That's definitely gonna be a great one.
for sure.
Now, are you training to be a manager right now? Have you gone to any schools or anything so far yet?
Not as yet. I'm
Okay.
currently in the second year of college, so I'm finishing
Mm,
up with that first. So I'm taking one step at a time. I don't want to have too much on
okay.
my plate at the moment, but in the meantime, I just work on any graphic commissions and I just do all my work. So to keep myself busy.
That's cool. Do you mind if I ask what you're studying in college?
I'm studying journalism, so I
Oh,
want to do
nice.
things right. There's a lot of news sites that just don't know what they're doing, and I don't want to be in that category. I want to
Hmm.
just present information the correct way.
There you go. That's cool. Yeah, and then you can give us pointers and stuff. You know what I mean? Because yeah, I just crawled out. So I was like, I will work for tacos and stuff. You know what I mean? You just throw me on here. You know what I mean? But like, man, I could go through some journalism school or something. Man. I could take a little bit, man. But before I pass it on back to Remy, man, I do want to ask, since I know you said you do a lot of commissions and all that stuff, but like in between free time, if you got a chance or whatever, are there any good TV or movies, any new TV or movies, TV shows or movies you're watching right now? Because I'm always trying to find something new.
I'm very into Grey's Anatomy. I started binging a little late. I started like in 2020, and I got
Hmm.
through 16 seasons in a span of like 2 months.
Oh wow,
So I'm caught
is
up.
that the? I was gonna say, is that the one with Doctor Dreamy and McSteamy or
Yeah,
something like that?
that's it.
Okay, okay. Oh, all right. Okay, I know Grey's Anatomy. Okay.
I'm very into like the MCU shows and movies. I've seen them all. So that's another thing. And I also The Mandalorian. The
Yeah, Mandalorian. Yeah, that's awesome. I was actually watching, starting the Boba Fett series right before the show was coming on. I was killing time. I was like, let me check this out and stuff. You know what I mean? Finally got to see how he got out of the thing or whatever, how he survived from Return to Jedi. I was like, okay, here we go.
yeah.
There we go. It was plausible. I was like, okay, I can see that happening. Okay. I thought it was gonna be some ridiculous, just like, oh man, I just climbed right out of its mouth or something. It's like, okay, all right, this is plausible. I got this. All right. Now, how are you feeling about Mandalorian season 3 coming out this year, or
I
have you
believe
heard
so.
anything yet?
I believe
Now, is
so.
it coming out around? Now, is it coming around the same time as Obi-Wan show? I think it's called Obi-Wan, right?
Yeah.
Hey, no
I
spoilers.
think
But I'm gonna watch it later on, so don't spoil it.
I believe around like
Yeah,
the holiday
I'm only like
season.
5-10 minutes in Boba Fett, so.
Yeah,
But yeah, I am ready for. I want to see the Obi-Wan one. That one looks pretty good.
definitely.
There you go. In the MCU, man, are you ready for Doctor Strange?
I am ready for it.
Have you heard the rumor that they're going to have like a multiverse thing and Tom Cruise is going to be Iron Man for one of the multiverses? Have you heard that yet?
I've seen certain like YouTube videos that show it, so I was like, it's never out of the possibility.
Yeah, I'll never say never. I mean, it's usually whenever an actor has to come out and go, "No, I'm not in the movie at all." They just end up in the movie and stuff.
Yeah,
What I mean? It's like, so I was like, I'll give it a 50-50. I'll wait until I see it. And I'm like, all right, here we go. There we go. That would be pretty cool. I mean, yeah, we get Tony Stark back or something. See a different Captain America. I don't know who would do a Captain America. That would be kind of pretty cool. But anyway, man, I do want to say, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, come on, chat with us. Everything about wrestling. Being an MC. The MCU, all that good stuff. I I wish you nothing but the best positive things for your school, your artwork, all that good stuff, and I hope that you get to be a manager soon, and one day I could be out there refing a match while you're in, or ring announcing or something, or maybe managing alongside with you one day somewhere.
I love that. Thank you.
All right, man, no problem.
Brian, I really appreciate you. We really appreciate you, taking time out of your schedule to be on the show. Really and truly do appreciate it. And whenever you become a manager, whenever you make your managerial debut, just let us know. We'll have you back on here as our main guest. We'll have your picture with the ringside site logo and everything and whatnot. But I wish you all the best. I'm rooting for you, and I wish you all the best with your artwork and all that too. And once again, thank you for those great pieces where you showcase, the black content creators in professional wrestling because a lot of them don't get credit. And I mean, I know a lot of great ones like those wrestling girls and jobber tears who have given back immensely to the wrestling community. So really and truly, thank you for that as well. And also, thank you for repping Guyana, man. Real talk is it's good to see a fellow GT Bana Ote. You know what I'm saying? It's really great, man. It's really great. I was feeling like the only one here, and then I saw a couple. I'm like, okay, I feel pretty good now. But you know, y'all are also forgetting one more thing. Speaking of MCU, there's Moon Knight, and the trailer
Yes.
came out, and I've read a couple of Moon Knight comics because I read the comics as well, and they've been kind of trippy. But I think he's kind of schizophrenic, so I'm gonna pay close attention to this one because I think the TV series is gonna explain a bit more because the comics kind of leave me confused. So I'm looking forward to that as well. It looks very great. But with that being said, once again, thank you. And before we shut this show down, where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling, check out your artwork, or even get some commissions done for themselves as well too?
So you can find me at Twitter and Instagram at Brian F Pro. There's no underscores, no spaces, just right there. Made it easy for you. Same profile picture and everything.
Awesome. So y'all definitely make sure y'all follow this man. You know, he's a fellow countryman of mine, doing big things, doing impressive artwork. I wish I could draw, man. Like I could do a mean stick figure and that's it. Maybe if I'm reincarnated, I'll come back as a cool artist. But y'all definitely follow this man. And if you want to get some artwork done, some really great artwork, hit him up and y'all could talk business. But with that being said, it's about time for us to shut this show down. My eyelids are getting heavy. That means it's time for a little nap, maybe a midnight snack. I don't know. But before I do that, Rob Bass, the Mel Gibson to my Danny Glover, the Tommy to my Ghost, and the screw it, Red Man to my Method Man. Where can fans find you on social media when they want to talk wrestling, find out when your next appearances, purchase Rob Bass merchandise, and where can bookers and promoters find you when they want to book you for their shows?
All right, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at Rob underscore base 82, and then YouTube, Facebook, Rob Base.
Cool. And if you want to find me on social media, not that I have anything cool or interesting to say, but who knows, maybe you'll get lucky. You can find me on Twitter at the Remy Blue. You can also find you can also find me on Facebook under the alias Remy Blue. You can also find our podcast on social media as well. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Society. We're on Twitch at Ringside Society 2019. We also have a Facebook group. Just type in Ringside Society and you'll find us. We're also on Spotify, Blog Talk Radio, and we're also on YouTube, which is where we stream most of our episodes as well too. And once you go on YouTube, type in Ringside Society, and you see that sweet OMG dark blue and light blue yin yang sign with the blue flames around it. That's when you know it's us. So make sure you subscribe to all of our videos because we have a lot of cool stuff coming up. We just had a couple of cool things in the past, like the Mother Endless interview, which left me shook, and I don't think I'll be sleeping properly tonight. And Soraya Knight, Katie Hebner, who is the daughter of Earl Hebner, the undeniable Michael Martinez, who's the brother of Damian Priest, and many other impressive people. So make sure you check us out because we're doing a lot of great things, and we're striving to bring some of the best content to the wrestling community. And we also have a Teespring store where we sell official Ringside Society merchandise. We have several different designs, more designs coming. We have T-shirts, we have tank tops for the summer, long sleeve shirts for the cold weather, hoodies. We even have coffee mugs for your favorite warm beverage. So make sure you check us out, cop some merchandise. All proceeds go back into keeping our show afloat. But with that being said, we just want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight live. We really and truly appreciate it. To those of y'all that are going to listen to us later on, thank you very much in advance. And to those of y'all that hate us, can't stand us, really and truly wish we'd go away and take our merch, well, like myself at the Gordon Corral, or matter of fact, like myself at the New Edition concert this Saturday, and Rob Bass
Oh,
at a festival, we ain't going anywhere. We ain't going anywhere for a while.
they hate us because they ain't us.
We ain't stopping. So with that being said, we just want to let everybody know that we here at Ringside Society are very well aware that everybody and their grandparents and their parents have a podcast. But we're not your grandparents' podcast. We're not your parents' podcast. We're not just any podcast. Hashtag we are not the same. Hey yo, Rob Bass, one time for the mind, one time for the people, one time for the wrestling culture, and one time for our amazing guest and his illustrious artwork, El Exotico, Brian F. Pro. What type of podcast are we?
We're the Wrestling Fans Podcast.
That's right, we're the Wrestling Fans Podcast, Ringside Society, and we will be back tomorrow with another impressive guest. But until then, we just want you to do four favors for us. That's right, four favors. Stay safe, stay healthy, be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. We out. Peace.
See y'all. Good night. Stay classy,
Good night.
Delaware.